So what we're doing is we're nipping out and filming the moon. What I do is I set my P900 up on a tripod, or if you haven't got a tripod, Z Proxy just lasers on a towel and just props it up and gets the shot that way. But the thing to do is just to set it up, put it on 83 times zoom, and then push record and leave it. But you've got to get the moon in the right spot. But this is how we do it, and then we upload. That's the year, this is the month, this is the day, this is the time, and then we put times 83 moon, and then off of time and date, if the percent is this side, it's a decrease in moon, but if it's the other side, it's an increase in moon.
I don't see a mouse.
You can't see my mouse. It's down here.
No.
See it?
I see the buttons popping up, but of the titles, but the mouse is not there.
You see it now?
No, we can see you clicking.
Yeah.
Well, can you see the title?
2017.
The title is seen.
And 05.
10:05, so 10, that's October, that's the month. 05's the day, and then we put a capital T, and then the time. But the time we upload in UTC. So the time now in UTC is, in 2 minutes time, it is 9 PM UTC. Everywhere, all across the world. The time is now. You know, on the hour it is 9 PM, 21:00. And that is how we will upload to UTC, times 83 moon. And then all we do is just literally let the moon drift across from one side to the other. So on this one, it's, yeah, this one is a rising moon because it's going upwards, you know, it's still rising. But from this, you know, we just, from the side here, from the left side to the right side, that'll give us you know, a distance and a time, which will then give us a speed. Also from this, we can take screenshots from the actual videos for the size, and then do overlays on other images. You know, there's a lot we can do just from this, from just doing that.
You do need the GPS cords also, I guess?
Yeah, but that'll come as and when we need them. The main thing about this is getting people out and organised.
Oh, yeah, the UTC time, that's your key.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people though with P900, so I just thought this is, you know, we can make a mega moon group where everyone does the same thing, uploads in the same way, and then from this, all we've got to do is search that title without the time, and then it'll bring up all the people's videos from that day, you know, and we can download them, put them into files, and then you know, we might be able to re-upload them all in one channel. But it's about collecting the data, really. You don't get no data from going outside with your P900 zooming in, zooming out on the moon. You get your data from just letting it drift across, you know. But this is what we do, and then I've got a playlist. I'll just put them all in this playlist as I record. I'll just literally throw it straight in, and then every single clip that I record's in it. And these are all done the same way, you know. 83 times, just let it drift. So that's the first thing. I was going to
Doesn't it rotate? Hey Stan, doesn't it rotate like a wheel when you time lapse it?
Yeah.
It doesn't spin around like a top like they show us, right?
It's like a clock. It just,
I mean, well, The moon's not supposed to move. We only see one side of it. Well, they tell us that it syncs up just right to where, yeah, it's ridiculous, but yeah, it doesn't spin though like a top like they tell us, huh? It rotates like a wheel across the sky.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's good. I was trying to find you some pictures to show you what, because I was taking some pictures the other night. Every couple, yeah, I found them.
It happens to the sun the same. You can see that on the sunspots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that also. So the groups are actually quite accurate when they talked about like the wheel of Apollo and stuff like that.
Well, yeah. Look, this was the first picture I took, and then afterwards it's moved around a bit more. Look, it's a shame that other one's in the middle, but you can see
Clockwise.
Yeah, and then it goes even more, and yeah, it just keeps going throughout the night. You know, just there's a lot of things the moon does. I think you can work out.
But turns the other way around. Yeah.
Pardon, series.
It's funny how you see it go from east to west, but it actually turns
like
clockwise. If it was standing still, then you should actually see it kind of counterclockwise a little bit, but not really 6-hour clockwise.
But that's another thing I do with my camera as well. Every time I do one of these videos, I take a picture on 83 times zoom, because that camera has got 83 times zoom. Everything after that is digital zoom anyway, which you can do on your laptop.
Yeah.
So I can, that's no different than what my P900 does. So I may as well just keep it in 83 times, and then if I've always in 83 times, like this picture, we'll overlay this picture, we'll overlay this picture, and so on. So I can always size comparisons and, you know, more
shot.
Yeah, it's on a tripod. I just literally go out there, push a button, you know, and it does it. I always take one. I always set it up and literally just take the cover off, turn it on. It's on moon mode, and just take a picture. That's the first picture I take, and then I'll zoom in 83 times, take another one, and then do my video. And then once I've done the video, I'll take another one. Again, this is because it's moved. It's gone from there to there now, and then this is the 83 times. So there's one of my ideas for a moon group, mega moon group. I think, you know, it's about time we had one, a flat Earth mega moon group. And as well, it's just, it makes sense. There's so many people with P900s now. It'd be silly not to have some organization to it, you know. Really.
Agreed. By the way, we're probably going to make Nikon, that model of camera, infamous before it's over.
I think it already is, you know.
Yeah, I don't think any other group has talked about it, including, you know, professional photographers. I've talked about that camera as much as we have. So somebody should be. I'm really surprised we haven't gotten some sort of thank you letter from those guys.
Oh, we should be writing them the thank you though as well, you know. Without them, you know.
Yeah. And the rumor, of course, that they're going to come out with whatever that next model is that's going to break triple-digit zoom.
Oh.
Not that it'll make that much difference for us, but it's still kind of cool.
It will be cool.
Yeah,
that's the next level, isn't it? It's pushing the bar.
On the analog level, 4K, 8K, the smaller your hardware becomes, the more you can actually catch from that lens. And then enlarge it in the smallest grain, you can put it in film.
It does need a better processor though. So if you're listening, brilliant camera, just make it better, you know. But yeah, so we need a mega moon group, definitely. That is one thing we need, a worldwide mega moon group. And then obviously the 360 stuff. Have you seen the 360 stuff, Mark? What we've been doing with the cameras? I'm not sure you have.
I don't think I have.
No, let me.
What have you been doing?
360 stuff. It's
Yeah,
bloody.
I got that.
It's bloody awesome. This is what is going to tell us everything we need to know.
Stan, because of you, I decided to keep my VR headset and also invest in a 360 camera, dude. Just to let you know, man.
Bloody awesome. That is what we need. More people. Nice one. I've got quite a bit of stuff to show, actually. I've got that to show as well. I've got so many things open now, I'm getting lost. Right. So this is what we've been doing with the 360 cameras, Mark. We've been tracking the moon across the sky to work out what the hell is going on once and for all, you know. It's driving me nuts for a year, but we've worked out how it's moving and how we can build a map from it. So this was Dubai Tower, and this was one night's track on a full moon. And when you see this in the VR, that's when it opens your eyes. But I'll show you the pictures first, and then I'll show you
Sure.
basically as good as I can. But yeah, that's one night, and then this is another night from a different location. I can't remember the location, but what we do, we timestamp again in UTC, the same as how we record the moon with the P900s. And then from that, we can work out the lunar noon time. And then from that time, we can work out longitudes. And then from this line, and the arc the moon takes, we then rotate the image, like twist it, and the amount of rotation or twist we give the image will tell us our latitude on a map. You following?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a novel approach to doing it.
Yeah. And so this is your scan line. This is how your sky is working. This is how it works on a flat map. But what we do, like the scan lines move up and down. So when you're under the equator, let's say, these scan lines are coming straight out, and then up and over and back down behind you. Yeah. And then if you're under the pole star, they're laid flat. So the horizon line will be this line. Hence, you get a 24-hour sun.
Right.
Because then it pushes the dark part out of, you know, so it becomes 24-hour sun. But this is how it's all working. Again, but this is what we're doing now. We're scraping the barrel, you know. Yeah. We're down to that. But this is Alaska with stars as well. You don't really need the stars. The moon's enough to give us the information that we require. That is all we need. But it's nice to have the stars. You see, this is why I keep going on at you about having a VR headset, because when you see these, when you see these, you'll be like, hi, you know. But this is closer to the equator, see, so they come in a lot steeper. And of course, when we rotate it, we have to give it a lot more rotation. But it all works. This is how everyone used to travel around the Earth, you know,
right?
Using the sky, and that's all we've done. We've rediscovered how they were basically.
Right, tell you what, since I got you on here and you keep bugging me about it, what is the VR camera you recommend?
What phone have you got? Have you got a
Funding?
Samsung phone?
Oh
No.
Oh, because
He's got an iPhone.
Oh, you mean it has to work with a phone?
Hmm.
What is it? It's not something you can plug into a PC or a laptop. It's a phone-based system. Because if it's a phone-based system, I am screwed because I shouldn't even have a cell phone.
Well, you
Wait,
can
can't
buy
tell-
you can buy other systems that will view this.
Stan, Mark has like an iPhone like 5, dude.
If it's that, the
Yeah.
so I mean, I don't care about recording images as long as I can view other people's images,
Yeah.
right?
You just have to
Well,
have a
no,
look what one's compatible with your phone.
No, I'm serious. This phone, I don't think would ever be recommended for anything like that. But that's okay. I mean, I've got a decent rig. Because okay, let me ask you this: why does it need a phone? Why not a
Because
laptop?
I use my phone as the screen. If you see what like that, you just have a clip-on pair of goggles, and your screen clips into the goggles.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how I'm doing it.
I get it.
Yeah, but you can.
that's the way most of the VR headsets work. But there are some that are.
See, I thought we were
VR
talking about a
headsets.
full-blown VR headset. You know, where the whole thing.
No, my
You know,
one was
they're-
£25, like my VR headset secondhand, and I already had my phone seat. So for me, it was
There are some wired ones because I know that there are VR headsets for like the PS3, the PS4, and stuff like that, and the Xbox One to plug into there
All right, let me look this
up
real quick. Hang on.
through like a USB port or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was thinking. It was just a USB. 1 sec. I will tell you guys in 2 seconds. It's not going to be that hard. So if I go USB VR headset. Oh yeah, there's tons of them out there.
yeah, there's
The
100.
questions are, what are they for? There's one for PlayStation. There's one for phones.
You know what?
Let's see.
It's probably close to like I've noticed that a lot of the stuff that they tell you is like exclusive to this works on just about anything, dude.
Yeah, like here's
when they
here's a
came out with the
Windows.
smartwatches, they said
Yeah,
that they like the Apple. Sorry,
No,
go
go
for
ahead.
it, dude.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say that the like the smartwatches, the Apple ones, they said, oh, they only match up with Apple, and the other ones only match up with like Android. But no, they match up with both of them. Like both of them match. It's the same signal. They can't put an exclusivity on the signal.
Gotcha.
But yeah, go
Yeah,
for it, dude.
there's tons of different headsets out there.
Yeah, you just have
So-
to have a read and make sure you can view images in them and videos and stuff. Because I've got some stuff to show you, man.
I mean, there's like I'm looking.
I think
at
a
one.
gaming one would probably be like a really good one to have because you know that the graphics that they're using, because they're using it for games, has to be pretty good, right?
Yes. Yeah. Gaming.
Yeah, you would think. But yeah, you can still see my screen.
Oh yeah, I can.
Yeah, this is my image that I done for my roof. This is my moon for over 14 days.
Oh, it's neat.
This is how we discovered the scan lines. And from the 14 days, it goes from the top to the bottom, and then 14 days it'll go back up again. And the sun does that in a year. You know, takes 6 months to come to here and 6 months to go back to there. That's why the story of the tortoise and the hare is about the sun and the moon. Because although the moon's slower, it wins the race because it gets back to the finish line quicker. The old wives' tale, the sun and the moon, and tortoise and the hare.
Nice.
So yeah, it's all true and it's all there. This is what we're finding.
I can't wait to hook that up to the headset and look at it, dude, and be able to actually like look around. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, something else, man. It really.
I mean, I may have to pay a couple $100 for it, but I mean, it's worth it for something like this.
You'll be using it. We'll have more and more stuff. Everything we're sort of doing is going to be in VR.
Yeah.
But this image here, this is South Africa, Cape Town.
Ooh, neat.
And you see the red is north, the blue south, and then back to my one. South's in the middle. So
nice.
but this is, we've worked out how it's all sort of moving, but we need specific, like we need to know specifically how it's moving now. We have an idea, but we need to collect all the data from these 360 cameras to be able to further what we're doing, to make a map, you know, and
right.
Well, to test series map as well.
Right.
Now, Stan, I have a question. How are you tracking the moon and stuff with the 360? Like, how does that do it? Is it a program or something, or
like
is it like a way that you set the timer on it, or?
Yeah, this is my one. Check this out, look. This is my chimney. I had to do this to get up above the chimney so I could get a decent track. So I wanted to get a rise and a set. So I used the telescopic builder's level. So I can send this sucker up even more. Look, there's more there. But yeah, I've got 5 meter lead going out of my window of my house there into my valley. And then this is my cheap ass laptop that I use to record with.
So
No.
they're all feeding information to your laptop, and then your laptop's recording it?
That camera out on the roof is this image, what you're seeing there. So
Okay.
left side to the right side is full 360. This will wrap around, you know, that's the wrap around. If I clicked on a different, can you see my cursor now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I clicked on one of these ones, you'd get a different image. But I've clicked on panoramic, so it just stretches it out, so I can see all round.
Yeah.
This was a throw, like this was going in the bin, this laptop, but I saved it just to run that, and it's been on for about 10 months now, this laptop. So
Well, but what I was asking is, the camera itself, is there a certain way you have to,
I just
is
put
there
it
a
on
certain
time
time you
lapse.
have to set it to spin, or just?
These are the cameras. See, they're one lens.
Yeah.
This is where everyone gets all like, oh, 360, but then, well, you know, you've got one, haven't you?
No, I don't have a camera yet.
No, but
I have a headset. I have a VR headset that I was going to get rid of. And then I swear it didn't sell where it was supposed to. And so I was going to post it again on something. And then I heard you talking about what you were using it for. And I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't get rid of it.
yeah, you need to keep that, definitely. But this is
Well,
the cameras. This is all they are, man. They're so simple, you know. They're just what. Well, the one that I used at first was a single lens. This one, a Panaview. They're 50 quid now. They're like, you know, they're throwaway. They even come with a waterproof case and so many little things that you just never need. You know, for £50, they're really good money. So these ones are just 4 buttons. You just turn it on, you work through your settings, or you set it up Wi-Fi, and then you go to this app. Or
But that one points up though, right?
Yeah, this one's, that's what this is, just pointing up. Like, if you look.
Okay.
It's in the top and it's waterproof little housing, just pointing straight up. And then from that, look, I'll have to blast back through. This is what I created from that. Obviously, I've twisted that image now. So it's not a really good image, but it's enough that you know you can work everything out from that camera, basically. That's the baseline. That is literally really, we want these ones now. Because these ones are 8K and they record in full 4K all the time. And these ones, I think Samsung in the US were doing a special and they were $88 last month. They're trying to get rid of them because they're old stock now because they've just brought out these. But I've been seeing that they've been having problems with these and I'm not sure what's going on with them yet. So I know I haven't got one of these, so I can't.
I like the way the other one looks. It looks more sturdy, actually. It looks...
Well, yeah, they're so cheap as well. These are £100 now, you know, $100 you'll get one of them. And this one, it's got its own built-in gyro. You know, there's a lot of stuff with that one. It's better.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you got that one, and then this is the newer one, the 2017. But then there's a sensor on this one, and I'm not sure. Something happens. I was watching a video the other day. I'm not sure if they've sorted the bug out with it yet or not. But that one, I do believe, works with iPhones and other smartphones, whereas this one will only work with a Samsung.
So, are you able to, like, point it with your phone? Like, with the app on your phone? Like, do you have to...
Well, one that records, it records everything.
Okay.
So
my question is, like, how often are you on your roof now because of these cameras and stuff?
About once a month.
Okay.
So this
That's not bad.
this is what I've got is this setup here. I've got the Gear VR, Samsung Gear VR. I've got a Samsung phone and I've got this Samsung camera because then when you record, the phone does everything. You don't have to mess around with it. You just click download or share, or you know, and it shares it to YouTube. It does it all for you. There's no hassle in it. And then you can also just clip the phone in the Gear, watch it.
What if you wanted to adjust where the camera's looking? Do you use the phone?
You don't need to because the camera looks everywhere. That's the idea of 360. There's no look, there's a lens here and a lens here, but what you get is everything, every which direction. Oh yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. But yeah, let me blast through that quick. That's what you get. Look, this is a 360. You get everything. Let me go back to my one because then I can explain it a bit better. But yeah, basically this line here wraps up with this line here, and then the bottom is fully wrapped around, and then the top, you know, when you know what it's like when you view in your VR headset, you can just look wherever you want to look.
Yeah.
And that's what them cameras do. They film everything. So
basically they're constantly spinning around taking pictures?
No, there's just a single lens. It's just a real wide angle lens. But how it's set up, it doesn't distort when you view it in the headset. It's made for them specifically for the VR stuff.
Okay, so basically it doesn't have to take as many pictures to be able to stitch together
it just takes yeah, my other one just takes two, you know, this one just takes two pictures and then
it just
two
takes
more pictures and two more pictures.
It takes like a 180 picture and then it does the other side and does like a 180 or something.
Yeah, but it
like
does them together simultaneously. Can't say the word.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just, let me show you a video of the pictures. Let me stop sharing that. I'll do.
By the way,
series
I love talking to you because it's always so educational, man. It's very educational, dude.
Nice one. All right, here we go. Right, I don't know what you can see. Let me open that up. Right, this is, you know, just the lines I showed you in the picture and said this is just scan lines. It's just a black image of the red, blue, yellow lines.
Yeah.
Well, this is just that picture, viewing it in the headset. And these are, like, what you're about to see is all the pictures that I'm viewing. They're just photos. So that's what, you don't need to move the camera. The camera films everything. It is full 360. So I can freeze time in a video anywhere and have a full look around every which direction and then just push play again and continue. Or rewind it and look at it all from a different direction, you know? That's
Wow,
the beauty.
that's gotta look amazing in a VR headset, man.
Yeah, when you're actually viewing, like even this video does nothing for these pictures, you know.
I know, because of using the VR headset, I can just imagine what this would be able to. Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool.
Yeah, you've got to see it to believe it, really. That's why I keep saying to absolutely everyone, everyone needs a VR headset minimum, really, to be able to keep up with where we're going to go with this.
Yeah, if you really want to start getting serious about talking about what's going on up in the sky, you really need to get a VR headset to look at this stuff, right?
Definitely. There ain't no other way. You can't view the moon like, you haven't seen the moon until you've seen it like this, basically. You don't know what, you go out and just have a look at the moon, it's like, there's the moon, you know, but you can't,
but like,
you can't track.
Even in these pictures, you can look at the moon and tell all it's doing is making a big looping circle. Like, it's not making an orbit around anything, it's just making a big looping circle around a flat area.
But it is going around something.
Yeah, well, yeah, but it's not going around the way that they teach.
No, nothing's the way they teach. That's what I say. Everything's, there's a lie in it. Even all the flat Earth models, everything's wrong. That's why we're making a new one.
Well, hey Stan, what's the most effective eye?
Using a 360 with Owen's failure would actually tell a lot. What the actual speed is to catch up the stars. He drove between 60 and 100 miles of kilometers an hour, and he could catch up the stars, and that wouldn't be possible with a 1,000-mile spin over an Earth. It would be 1,600 kilometers.
Well, yeah, these 360 cameras measure everything. Everywhere. They're always collected. That's what I mean. You don't have to point it and shoot. You know, your P900, that Super Moon Group, that's what we should be doing with our P900s. This is what we really need to be doing to figure it all out, is the 360 stuff. Time lapse in the moon. Everything, we can work it all out from that moon. But we need, obviously we're going to need the 360 coordinates, you know, the GPS coordinates to get locations on the land, so we know where that was on the landmass, and then we can move the landmass to the correct position using the sky. Now we know how the sky is moving, so we can reconfigure everything and work it all out, you know. And anyone feeds bad data, we'll know straight away.
It's like we live in an alarm clock.
You need to see these in the VR, man. It took me 2 weeks of sat there looking at them to clock what was going on.
Yeah, no, I'm heading back to my house tonight, and because my headset is actually at my house.
See this line here, this one. Did you see that one? This other line that we've stuck in.
Yeah. The blue one that turns into a yellow one right there?
That's Polaris. That's my North Star though. And I went out and checked that. I went out on the roof with the headset. Had this image and was like, lined it all up, took the headset off, and was like, "Yep, bang on."
Wait, so Polaris, when you take the shots, basically is making like a straight line across the sky.
Well, at that point,
it's like a bubble around yourself.
oh, let me go back to that. Let me go back to my one. See, look, you can see it there. There's Polaris in that image, and then this is my moon tracking, just from the moon tracking alone, not from placing Polaris, just putting these lines in. You know, this point here is my pole point.
Okay.
And we've done that for the south as well. This is the south.
Oh, I
is-
get you. So
this-
you can basically, yeah, I see what you're showing now.
There's his pole point. That's the southern pole point. So there is a 24-hour sun in the south as well as the north.
Well, yeah, because it's
Quite
kind
one
of
of the ones
it's the end of the end of the loop, you know? Like,
The only thing is we don't go far enough south to see it. Because look at this. This is South Africa, Cape Town. And look how low the pole point is on the horizon. See, as mine's like up in my sky, you know. Whereas, and that's why they don't get. Yeah, that's why
way
they.
closer to the pole.
You look at the lines. That's why they don't get a long twilight, because it's just rise, set, rise. You know, when these lines are more led over on the horizon, like my one, like this. Hence, I'm getting twilight.
yeah.
But if it's straight up, I'm just getting sunrise, you know, ding, light. But on mine, I'm getting twilight. And the more you lay these down, the longer your twilight. So the more north you go or the more south you go, the longer your twilight is. Because you see on here, the red's at the top and the blue's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Blue's at the top, red's at the bottom. See, that's how we're showing you what's north and what's south. So if you're...
Yeah, you're showing where like the moon is and where the sun is coming up.
Well,
Like,
the sun, the moon, everything. The sun, the moon, and the planets are in these lines. And everything...
yeah, the planet and the...
everything up above these lines, like all your planets are in here. Mars, you know, everything, Venus. Well, they seem to be at the minute. They seem to be staying between these two lines. Yeah.
That image right there seriously looks like an image from the latest Orville show, where they did a flat Earth episode, and they were inside of a dome, and the sky actually looked like LED lights hanging. And when you show the time lapse of the stars, it looks like hanging LED lights up there right now.
But all of this lot, they don't move. They seem to be fixed. Whereas everything inside these two lines, well, not everything, but the planets and the moon and the sun, they wander. You know, they got their own.
Yeah. Well, and some of the planets, they've always been known as wandering stars. Like, planets is a relatively new term for them.
So yeah, that's the importance of a 360 camera right there. I can't make it no clearer than that, I don't think. Without, you know, people need to see these images in a VR headset, really. When you do, you're just blown away. It's totally
I really think it's fun to record my own stuff like that, dude.
Well,
I
that's
think
it as well.
really
I
good class.
was talking the other night on I Am Round Media and saying to them guys, you know, if everyone puts a camera up, we will create that image from their camera, you know, their own image, and then they will have it. So what I plan to do with mine is, you know, have it on a little canvas and stick it on the wall, because people will be, you know, it's the conversation starter, isn't it? What's that? What's your moon, mate? You know, you got this canvas on the wall behind you, and it's your moon that's above you. And if everyone that does it, you can, you know, it's a little memento. But, you know, it's just something nice. You can have it for yourself. You know, your moon tracking, it's your piece towards the puzzle. You know.
Yeah. On top of that, I just think it would be, because VR headsets are getting a lot more popular. Like, how cool would it like be to actually have a program where you could go on and like have different views from across the world showing you this looping moon and sun?
Yeah, well, that's what we want to have in the end. You'll have a model of the Earth where, as you move around, the heavens move with you. So everything works. It's a fully working model, which no one's yet achieved. But it will only be feasible in a VR headset because of the complexity of it.
You need to have that ability to be able to turn right and left and look and move around, like be able to move around even digitally with the headset, you know?
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, them 360 cameras, they're just brilliant. And, you know, 2 years ago, we couldn't have done what we're doing now.
I remember when the 360 cameras were first coming out, they had a bunch of lenses all over them. They looked like a like something out of a movie, like something out of a Terminator movie or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, they were crazy, but they're the high end ones are still like that, you know. But,
okay, quick question for you, Stan, because I gotta take off here in just a sec. Have you, because I just thought of this while you had that thing up on your screen there showing the Earth. Have you had a chance to look at the Russia Today footage? I don't know if it was built for the VR headset, but have you had a chance to take a look at that yet?
That's what this is. I'm just going to show you their biggest. Do you want to see their biggest mistake?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so this is them as they went across Florida. Obviously, where this is a VR, the Earth sort of shrunken. It like, you know,
that looks like, is that Florida highlighted?
Yeah, but Florida is how it is in the VR. That's the size, you know. When you have to view this image in a VR, and then you'll understand what I'm saying, because this all wraps around, and you know. But
yeah,
that's Florida there. Right. This is our Google overlay of Florida from altitude, and what height is the space station?
Supposedly, we'll just cap it at like 400 miles max. It's not even that, supposedly.
400K, wasn't it, I think.
Yeah.
So we got this coming in at 1,533 kilometers. So they've, you know, just marginally messed up there by 3 times.
You mean by a factor of 4? Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, you know.
Nice. I was wondering about that too, because I was looking at it, and again, the fact that Russia Today actually, you know, put that at the top headline and says, "Take this," you know, people that think the Earth is flat or flat earthers or whatever it was. And I'm looking at it, but I was initially watching it and I didn't notice what continent. I was going, okay, show me where, you know, where's this supposed to be exactly, and how can you see the entire world in that mode? And yeah, in this case, Google Earth can't even do it unless it's 4 times further out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, they done well there. Apart from that, you know.
Nice.
Never mind.
Nice. And the fact that they released it took them 2 years to build it. However, they figured they were going to do it. But now, when you were looking at it, did it still make sense? And I know everything's curved for the VR thing, but did it even make any sense that even at 1,500 miles up, you should be able to see all 4 corners of the world, and Florida was such a big part of it?
It just looks wrong, you know. It doesn't. Everything about it's just like that's not how it would be, you know. If you sit down and look at anything with a logical mind, you can pick holes in all of NASA stuff, can't you?
And the whole point they did is so you could spin around and look actually behind you. It's like, yeah, I guess. but then you still got that stars question. It's like, okay, do it for me at night. You know, not that would do it for me anyway, but it's like, okay, do it for me at night. Show me a little more than that, because it's just not quite there. But I love that you found that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Obviously, Proxy actually, he just sent it to me laughing. He was like, check this out, you know, this is quite funny.
Yeah, and the overlay's perfect. That's awesome. Oh, so he just sized it up. He just kept shrinking it down until it fit perfectly, and then noted the altitude.
Yeah, that's exactly what he done, Mark. Yeah,
that's good. That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to call. That good you mentioned that, because I'm sure somebody's going to bring that up to me eventually, because there's a delayed effect, because that video hasn't been out that long. In fact, I'm really surprised some of the American science groups didn't pick up on it.
They don't want to. They don't look at it like we look at stuff, though, do they? That's the trouble.
Or why it's not like the Russians are supposedly the only people on this station. It's mostly an American group, right? So why haven't the Americans done the same sort of thing? Why didn't they run this on the front page of something? Why did Russia Today do it, unless they were just trying to feel out the waters and see what sort of arguments? Because remember what happened the last time they released a video. It wasn't a 360. It was just sort of an Earth kind of image that you couldn't spin around, but you could kind of go up and down, kind of tilts. And we tore it apart. I said, look, it's all CGI. So,
no, this is more CGI. Yeah. The thing with it, right, I've got one of these cameras on my roof and it goes 24/7, right? And I do that on a budget of nothing, you know, like literally shoestring budget. So they got £52 million a day to their expense. They could have, you know, a 360. There's no reason for them not to, you know. Why? Because it's fake.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Because everything we ever look at is fake, you know. We just, if you watch, that's what I say to anyone, if you watch a NASA video more than like 4 or 5 times and you haven't spotted the flaws in it, then that's a really well put together video, you know. Usually I just watch the astronauts and then they give it away. They're just looking at the mistakes. They're like, oh, and they're trying to make sure that what's going to give them away is not giving them away. And then you just watch what they're watching, you know. Usually it tells you.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a flaw in every single NASA thing.
This is a pretty big one. I like it though. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's only, you know, they're only a little bit high. Somehow they've like, I don't know, they must have swam their way up, I reckon, you know, kicked their feet.
Wait, you found it?
Yeah. Sorry, what was that?
See Proxy and Stan found that.
Yeah, it was very good. Again, it'd be very helpful in the future because I'm sure somebody's going to bring it up. It's the only thing out there. Literally, it's the first 3D, even claimed to be 3D image. So, hey, great, fantastic.
Awesome. But yeah, I've got one more other thing to share that we've thought, that we've looked at, and I don't know, we sort of still, I don't know, we need a lot more data on this really, because I don't even know where I've put it now. I think I might have it open. I do. Right, can you see this?
Mm-hmm.
This is more 360 stuff. So we've got some stuff here that's not making much sense to us, because the horizon drop at 30 kilometers high is this much. Over here, 40 kilometers high is this much, and then 43 we've got it on the horizon, and 50 just a little tiny bit. So either we've got something fake going on in what people are like doing on YouTube at altitudes with these 360s, or there's something happening with light, or you know, this is something to look at, something that we've looked at and we're like, what's going on? And this is causing a lot of conversations at the minute. This is why I've saved this till last. You know, because
the higher you get, the lesser there is. the less difference.
That's just not adding up, series. Look, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got 50 and 30, so 30 is more than 50 in this one, and yet 40 is, you know, and
43 is actually almost,
then 43 is like, you know, this. I don't know. We can't quite work this one out.
is there some layer at 43 kilometers high or something?
Well, Cosmic Surfer did suggest it could be done at different times of the day, which would then, this could have difference in horizon light, so to speak. So the horizon could still be at this level, but the light is behind. Do you see what I'm saying? Can you see?
Yeah.
There's, so what we're basically saying is,
it's more sharper.
yeah, so what we're saying, we need, like, this needs a lot more looking at, you know.
Yeah, well, we need more footage actually.
Yeah, they can't be looked at without any footage. It all works. How we're doing what we're doing works from the ground, you know, with the moon. But this was just something of interest that was like, huh, what's going on here, you know?